over 1,600 years to compile the Bible. Right, brother? That's what I was taught. And guess what? That's what I preached. You know why I preached that? Everybody say, because the mind can't teach what it doesn't know. It's the only thing we can do, man. That's what I was taught, so that's what I taught. And the truth of the matter was, it wasn't 40 authors over 1,600 years. In the year 1600, James Stewart, King of England, chose approximately 40 of his so-called scholars to write the Bible. In the year 1600, it was completed in 1611. It was called the King James Version of the Bible. And guess what, y'all? It is still the authorized version today. Not because it is so accurate, but because the Masonic Order uses it as their textbook. That's another lecture in and of itself. Let's understand our crisis. Let's understand our warfare. Our categories of warfare are many. We got domestic issues we got to deal with. Some of you guys sitting in here looking at me right now, man, you look great, but your home is horrible. Some of y'all don't even want to go home after you leave here. Some of y'all going to find somewhere else to go, so you got to go deal with that. Y'all know it's the truth. Some of y'all get off work, y'all go get something to drink. Y'all go to the bar and sit in the bar instead of going home, but you want to deal with that. Some of your economic crises is messed up. Some of us are social, our academic, political, psychological, emotional, personal, spiritual issues we're dealing with, man. We must understand, and follow this, this is important. I'm getting ready to get real dangerous now. We must understand that whenever any person or group of persons in a position of great power and without full knowledge and consent of the public uses their power and methodologies for economic conquest, it must be understood that a state of domestic warfare exists between the said person or group of persons and the communities victimized by their tactics. Look at the person next to you and say, we're at war.
We are at war.
We Africans are at war. The problem is we're the only ones who don't know it. We've been at war for a long time, people. The powers that be have declared a state of warfare on us.
That's right.
And if your eyes are open, you can see it in academics.
Yes, sir.
You can see it in your home. Let me deal with this for a moment. Because see, some of you guys are going through changes in your home and you're blaming one another for what the powers that be are doing in your house.
Yes, sir.
The objective of the pathology of criminal behavior. I just did a 4-part series. I think I got the DVDs over there. Dealing with, ever since the Jenna 6 thing, man. I did a 4-part series on understanding the criminal just us system. You know, understanding the pathology of criminal behavior in urban America. You know, the real agenda behind the juvenile crime bills. Brothers and sisters, in case y'all don't know this, the very next day after the March on Jenna, the very next day, the March on Jenna was on a Thursday. The very next day, the United States Senate passed what is called the Gang Abatement and Prevention Act. I got that information over there. Y'all need to get this and teach this to our young people. And see, every time we do, I gotta go here, gotta go here, I gotta go here.
Go.
Everybody say this. We must stop confusing activity with accomplishment.
That's right. That's right.
We are the marchingest people. I ain't lying, y'all. We put the military to shame. We do more marching, and after we march, we haven't accomplished a damn thing. But we get excited because it was an activity. I was talking to one brother who came back from Jenna in St. Louis. He said, man, I went to Jenna. And you know what? I'm serious. It brought tears in my eyes. Because I looked at this brother and I said, you know, it's really sad. This brother's going to go through the rest of his life. And that's the best thing, that's the greatest thing he can put on his resume. Is I went to Jenna. That's all he got to show. That's all he going to brag about. That's all he's going to talk about that he did. He don't take care of his kids. but he went to jail. He ain't got no job, but he went to jail. Y'all understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
All right, man, we got to get it right, people.
Yes, sir.
We got to get it right. The pathology of criminal behavior in our communities is to do three things. Number one, establish economic conquest.
All right.
That's their agenda. Economic conquest. Two, while maintaining social control, while simultaneously eliminating the dissidence of society. Now listen, you ever hear the phrase, kill two birds with one stone?
Yes.
They're killing three with one stone. They're getting economic control while maintaining, economic conquest, while maintaining social control, while at the same time eliminating a race of people.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The social scientist that structures this pathology of criminal behavior in our communities have determined, y'all okay?
Yes, sir.
Y'all ain't getting tired, are you?
No.
Okay, I'm getting ready to drop some heavy stuff on you now. I want you to listen. The social scientists that structures this pathology of criminal behavior in our communities have determined, check this out, that in order to achieve a totally predictable economy, it's all about the money. Notice what it says, and I quote. This is from the book Behold a Pale Horse, what I'm about to quote now.
Yes, sir.
The low-class elements of society, who do you think they call the low-class elements of society?
Us.
Black folk, right. The low-class elements of society must be brought under total control. In other words, they must be housebroken. What else? Trained, not educated, trained. What else? And assign a yoke and long-term social duties from a very early age before they have an opportunity to question the propriety of the matter. Now this is their agenda. Notice how it goes on to say. Check it out. In order to achieve such conformity, the lower class family unit must be what? Disintegrated. Y'all see this?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I mean, they actually have people who are psychologists, PhDs, who sit around a table paid by the government to literally create strategies to frustrate the black community.
Yes. Yes.
And we're blaming each other for strategies that they've implemented in our environment. And you don't know how to fight it because the preacher got you blind. They know that the best person they can use to keep you ignorant of what's going on is the preacher. Because you love your preacher. And whatever he say, you're going to accept it. Because that's the mind of God. M-A-N-D of God. The mind of God. Not man of God. Mind of God. He's God's representative as far as you're concerned. Guess what? For many of you, he's actually your Christ. Maybe not you, but whoever's listening to on this tape. So the family must be disintegrated by a process of what? Increasing preoccupation of the parents. Now, when you only got one parent, and that one parent is trying to make ends meet, especially here in New York.
Right.
Yes, sir.
They have to put their children in government-operated daycare center. Head Start, we call it. And your child becomes what we call occupationally orphaned children. Check out what it goes on to say. The quality of education given to the lower class must be what? Of the poorest sort. So that the moat of ignorance isolating the inferior class from the superior class is and remains incomprehensible to the inferior class. Do y'all see this? Am I losing you?
No.
Okay.
No.
Notice what it goes on to say. Now this is what makes me angry. With such an initial handicap, even bright lower class individuals have little, if any, hope of extricating